technological? How much of that high-tech stuff can you bring on stage? Is it like a fraction of it?
Yeah, it's only a fraction. It's that this big box here is all we can take on tour as far as gear goes, and obviously the laptop as well. So mainly when we play live, because this stuff, so much can go wrong with it. Like, you know, you look at it the wrong way and it stops working sometimes. So, and it takes a long time to patch a sound together. It takes forever. So a lot of the stuff is on the modular, is on the laptop. So we're playing tracks back, but a whole bunch of tracks are going through the modular synth. And we use a German synth called DUKE, because it's incredibly reliable, incredibly light, and if it breaks, we can get new stuff pretty easily. Like, DUKE stuff is really, really stable for rock and roll. So we get a lot of stuff going out of that into the DUKE gear, and then we manipulate it live and stuff like that. And this controller back here, it's the big red one that I use live. I often throw it into the audience and let people play around and make blippy noises while we're screaming our lungs out, which is really fun, because, I don't know, it's really cool to throw something at the audience and say, right, you're now involved in the process of making music, or at least in manipulating and fucking it up, so let's rock out.
Cool, how do people react to that?
They love it!
Scared of even.
Yeah, they really love it. It's always a really positive response. One problem is that I've got to make a longer lead between it and the modular, because when we do bigger gigs like Merrill Lunar, it was... There's this big barrier between you and the audience, which is like 10 feet, where the security and the camera people are and the leads don't reach. But when we do, I really love smaller gigs where it's like, you know, 20 to 100 people and there's no stage and you face off with everyone. It's awesome. And in a gig like that, and when the audience are right there, you can give them the gear and they can cut stuff up. It's really awesome fun.
Amazing, really, for the audience to actually interact with a band. That happens too seldom. Well,
yeah, fuck yeah.
Make that never, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's safe to say your presence on stage is awesome, more or less.
Yeah, we try.
Which kind of makes me wonder if, going from one thing to the other, whether you're going on tour soon again.
Yeah.
Rumors of this.
What did you hear?
Considering the new album.
Yeah. Well, we've been offered something, and at the moment the date right now is the end of October 2010, 31st or something. I don't know. It hasn't been absolutely confirmed yet, so I can't say anything yet. But there is a really awesome veteran industrial band that's invited us to tour the USA with them in November. And we'll see what happens. We're hoping it's going to come together. I can't say too much because it's not, you know, the cake ain't baked yet. But we're going to try and we want to do a really big tour of Europe next year. Like probably mid-year. We really want to do a bunch of festivals. Plus we want to get out there and go to the cities. And we wanted to. We've never done Sweden or Switzerland or Spain or Italy or France and a bunch of other countries over there as well. And we want to do them as well. We really, really, really want to make contact with those places and rock them out. So hopefully mid next year we're going to do something a month, 2 months on the road in Europe. It will rock.
Europe's a pretty big continent, just like the US, but it's much harder to get around, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is for you as a band, but I mean, you can pretty much drive anywhere in the US you want, to any gig and any venue or whatever. But Europe's more divided, you know.
Yeah.
All these countries and all these, I don't know, these issues with traveling, more or less. And I was wondering if that is a huge problem for you guys when you are considering Europe as a place to visit.
Well, it's the hard thing about Europe is actually for a band like we're not really all that huge, so we can't really demand a tour that is like date after date after date that has a doable kind of driving schedule to it. But we've done smaller gigs in Europe, smaller tours. It seems to work okay. Like, Europe is awesome. It's really cool because each country is so totally different from the other country. When people think of Europe, they think everybody's kind of the same. They're not. one scene and one taste and one headspace of somebody in one country is completely different to the scene and everything else in another country, and those two countries might be on the border of each other. It is difficult driving around, but there's a thing called the Autobahn, which is just so awesome. We don't really have too many troubles with getting through borders and stuff. We're lucky because we've got a really excellent European booking agent, and they take care of us really, really well over there. So yeah, it's going to be good. We're looking forward to it. We're really hoping it can happen. I want to go back to Hungary as well. And Portugal.
Alright. How do you feel about big festivals? We covered that a bit, saying small venues, like smaller gigs are more personal. How do you feel about attending huge festivals like Mera Luna, for example, in Germany? How does that differ for you on stage? Well, how do you feel about performing for such a huge audience?
They're really, really amazing because, firstly, there's the organization of them is always incredible. European tour festivals are amazingly organized. Secondly, you get to meet so many bands. Like last time over there, we met Hey Job, Skinny Puppy, Sisters of Mercy. We got very drunk with Nitzareb. Everyone got really drunk with Nitzareb. And, you know, Hansel and Gretel, who actually live, like, I'm in New York right now, Hansel and Gretel live 5 blocks that way. And also Mind Cage, who are from Washington. You just meet up with everyone. It's really cool fun. The sound's always excellent. And, you know, what's really awesome is that you get to expose yourself. Like, it's something at Mera Luna, which is amazing. The tent spaces are back there, so if you're loud enough, you wake everybody up and they come and watch you or throw stuff at you. No matter where you play during the day, you're going to be playing to a lot of people, which is really exciting. I found Mera Luna was probably the funnest gig I've ever done, and I don't know how many people we played in front of, several thousand, but I think they were having fun too. It was just really, really awesome fun. The other cool thing about festivals is you get to expose yourself to people who would normally not see you. So, yeah, you meet so many new people. It's awesome. It's with festivals also. There's the fashion side of it. You know, the industry side of it. You meet all these other bands, all these young emerging bands, and you get to talk to people. And you know, you might meet some band that really likes you, and you get to hang out and have a beer and watch some other band and. It's great. It's just great. I reckon if we do Mera Luna next year, I want to have a tent embassy, the Angelspit tent embassy, where we do it like a medical tent, and we do like surgery and stuff. I don't know. We'll see if we're allowed to do that.